Okay, so I'm doing my page. I'm doing my videos, right? And um, I'm not really heavily invested because I know eventually they'll take it down. A page is not going to last that long because truth, truth is a dangerous thing. Society is built on a lie, and if you don't feed the lie, then you're fighting. You become a danger to the status quo, right? Yeah. The very survival of this system, the way it is totally vested in the lie continuing, right? So no, I don't. I'm not going down the rabbit hole. You know, not interested in going down the rabbit hole. No siree. Not interested in what's down there. You know what I'll do? I'll shit down the rabbit hole. How about that? Right? Didn't take the red pill either. I took all the pills. Red all the way to block. The full spectrum. Except the pink pill. I didn't want to take the pink pill. You know what I mean? Take the pink pill and end up in Kansas with pink nails and a little pink dress on. Wouldn't that be some shit? Right? I'm not gonna end up in Kansas. I'll blow the fucking place up. So if I took the pill and end up in Kansas, you better believe that I'm gonna go there with a vengeance. You know? I'm just joking, however. So anyway, this story, a friend of mine, he called me the other day. He's a day trader, so he trades at home and into stocks and all that stuff. I used to do that thing, and it's stressful. Anyone that does trading, anyone that does trading in stocks, what have you, you're self-employed. You're trying to make yourself a dollar. That's not easy at all. So sometimes he'd go out and drive for Uber. He goes out on Fridays just to clear his head, especially if he's having a bad week. So he called me last week, and he was depressed. So I was like, man, why are you depressed? What's wrong with you? So he was telling me how he had gone out earlier that morning, and his first riders, the first people that he picked up, was three black women. So he was kind of excited because he had Miles Davis, playing, sketches of Spain. So he's thinking that early morning, you get up early morning, he wants to set the atmosphere for the people coming in the car because you want to play something soft. So you're just getting up, you want to be in the right mode, you want to set the right tone for the day. So, he's trying to be overly accommodating to people by playing something that in general everybody will like. But oh no, not the black woman, right? So he was upset. I said, so what's the problem? He's like, well, they came in the car and first of all, they were very loud. And within a short distance, they started complaining about his music. Started complaining. Music started shouting and yelling at him. Turn that shit off or switch it. Turn on the radio. We don't want to listen to this garbage. So he was kind of upset about it because he's like, this is Miles Davis the Master. So he wanted to know what I think. I said, well, I don't. I really don't have anything to add to it except for the fact that that's just how people are. That's just how black women are. They have no they have no manners. They have no decorum. They have no soul. So that music was probably like holy water for their mind. Because when you're demonic and you hear something good, it's going to upset you. And I'm convinced that most of them are demonic. I was telling him, I said, they're really like demons now. And he said, yeah, they're like, when they left the car, it's like the car had a certain smell to it. And he was feeling so bad and degraded that he wanted to go home. He said, fuck this, I'm going home. But right then the app lit up again, another call came in, so he answered it. He said, okay, I'll just get this one more rider. He's a white woman. She came in the car. So he had the Miles Davis, he had turned the music off because these are the negative creatures. You can't even call them black women because they're not black. They're not black anymore. They're not women anymore. They're entities, right? That's what I told him. I said, you keep thinking that these women are black women. They're not. They're demonically possessed entities. That's what came in your car. And maybe it was just to jolt you out of your sleepy state, because he's one of those die-hard guys, like, he's making his money and he's going to marry himself a black woman one day. At least he's hoping that he can find one. And I keep telling him, I said, the idea that you have of the black woman don't exist no more. It probably haven't even been around for that type of woman. Hasn't been around for like 5 to 10,000 years. But because you're so brainwashed, a lot of brothers don't get it. And he's one of them. He got money, got his own house and everything, but he can't find a woman. He can't find a decent woman. Not even a good woman, because good is subjective, but a decent person, right? He keep getting burned. And I keep telling him, I say, you better watch yourself because they're going to hit you with that child support. So, but he still don't get it because his mind is he's so heavily brainwashed to the point that it's like you have a pebble in your shoes, but you don't know where the pain is coming from, even though your leg is almost paralyzed. That's most black men. They just don't get it, and most of them never will until it's too late. And some men are waking up thanks to the internet, right? And I think partly from the brainwashing, the programming is deep because it comes from the mother. You think that your mother is supposed to be all of this, and she brainwashed you from youth, from baby, from birth you've been brainwashed by her. So it's difficult to actually break that program unless you either traumatized to the point where you say fuck it, or you've been heavily bruised psychologically over a period of time where you wake up, you have no choice. It's like you're in a train wreck and you went over the cliff and you made it by the skin of your teeth, and then you're able to, you didn't wake up because you wanted to, you were shocked out of your sleepiness. So, or you were shocked out of your dream state. Because most brothers are in a dream state. And the reason why is not to blame the brothers either, because men aren't by nature, men aren't evil. No matter how bad a guy is, you can reason with him. Even the thug, you can reason with a thug. All right? Well, not so much anymore because they're so heavily brainwashed by their mothers now that is even their ability to reason has diminished to the point that you can't even communicate with a lot of guys anymore because they're so effeminized. And so their whole reasoning ability is coming from a whole different part of themselves. It's their whole way of dealing with things now is very feminine. It's like an inverted reality that we live in. So he was upset about that. So I told him, I said, look, man, you got to let it go. When you're dealing with demons, he said, yeah, and then They left. It's almost like they leave a bad smell in the car. I said, that's what happens when you're dealing with a demon. You know, they leave a bad smell in the car. That's how the devil smells. The devil does not smell good. No amount of perfume, no amount of makeup is going to help. When you're demonic, Dracula is dressed real nice. He has the cape and all that stuff, but he's still Dracula. And I think this was like his final pimp slapping from the devil. You know, he's one of the guys that like to worship black women, and black women can, no matter what you tell him, no matter how much he goes through, he's always coming back for more. The guy got a glut for punishment. I'm not like that because I'm intelligent. All you got to do is jerk me once. Yeah. Jerk me once, shame on me. You'll never be able to shit on me again. I'm gone. You see, I love, but I also love myself more. So, but what rattled his cage, I think the reason why he calls me is not because they did what they did to him or how they treated him. But I think it kind of screw up his matrix there. It screw up his mindset because the white woman that came in the car after these three entities left, these three demons left, is what shook him up. Because the white woman came in the car, I know he's playing Miles, and she's like, oh my God, you playing Miles? My parents love Miles. So wow, and she's moderately dressed, nice, slim, nice looking white girls, and she's talking to him and bigging up Miles and talking about how Miles is great and he's one of her favorite musician, one of her favorite jazz musician, and how they listen to Miles all the time around on Sundays. That's what her father and mother would play, and they just sit back and talk while they're talking at dinner and eating dinner. That's what they're listening to. And so he's like, why can't this be this black woman? I say, the problem is you want that to be them. It will never be them. It has never been them. Brothers were the one that came up with jazz, not black women. All the great art form brothers came up with. They might have hitched a ride along the way, but it's not who they are. So, and it's crazy because I'm listening to this guy hoping in his mind that it would have been the so-called black woman or sisters that, would have graced him with their majestic presence. That's what that's the image most guys have in their mind, which is laughable. Keep thinking that, black man. You better run for the hills, black man. You better come to your senses, black man. You better come to reality, black man. He said the white woman was communicating with me, loving the music and everything. And she was asking, how you doing? They're having a great conversation, which was a shock to him. And he's like, well, I'm not feeling too good. Check this out. When he said that he's not feeling too good, he's feeling bad, she's going to be his last run for the day, even though it's early in the morning, he's going to go home. Because he felt like after those three entities left the car that he wanted to just go home and take a shower. That's how bad he felt, like he was spiritually raped, spiritually, socially, and psychologically raped. That's what these entities or demons are trained to do. They're trained to spiritually, socially, mentally, psychologically rape you, to debase you and degrade you and to break you down. If you don't get that, well, you just have to go through the fire. Hopefully you'll make it through. Some of you won't. Some of you will be in jail. You'll go through the 18 years of child support. And some of you will even marry them. I wish you a lot of luck. So he was explaining to the white girl how, the writers that left before was so rude to him. He didn't say who they were. And, how bad he's feeling. And guess what this white girl said to him? Would you like for me to pray for you? That's what fucked him up. So I said, man, what did you do? He's like, well, What could I do? I was so shocked. He said he was almost as if he was in a suspended state saying, yes, I would like for you to pray for me. And she actually prayed for him. And when she prayed for him, the brother said, all that burden from those other three nigger bitches just disappeared. It's as if the devil was diminished from his psyche. And so now he has a conflict. The conflict is in his mind, I understand it, that was supposed to be the job of the black woman to make him whole. And I'm trying to tell him, no, it's those days are gone. You get your prayer from where you can get it. And if it doesn't matter if she's white, Chinese, Japanese, dirtinese, aliens, it doesn't matter. If someone want to bless you, you take the blessing. And the people who's going to curse you, you stay away from them. You reject them. You say, devil, get away from me. That's what you say. Black man, you need to learn that whoever bless you is your friend. Whoever curse you is your enemy. It doesn't matter what color she is or it is. All right? And so he was conflicted. And I said, man, there should be no conflict. Those days and those images that you have in your mind of certain people is no longer viable. We're in a different time. We're in a different energy field now. Our life is totally different now. Times have changed. You need to keep up with the time, black man. Stop living in the past. You need to live in the now. The past is your idea of the past. You see, black men still thinking that of the woman. You see, the idea that you have of that black queen or whatever she is never really existed. Let me say it again. Never really existed. So you're holding these images that was taught to you, but the images that you have are all lies. You're living by a lie. Yes, you're living by a lie. And if you're not alert, you'll never know that you've been programmed and conditioned from your birth. The illusion of an illusion. One nectar of truth, though, will purify an ocean of lies. You got to be able to accept the truth. And so I'm telling them, I said, no, man, get your blessing from where you can. Don't matter if she's white. Don't matter who she is. If she's going to bless you, you better take that blessing, black man, from where you can get it from. Because the black woman that you're trying to put in this pedestal don't exist anymore. You got one group who is just totally demonic, and then you have another person who came in and just canceled that shit out. He decided to stay out and drive, and he said he made more money that day than he had ever made driving for Uber. I said, what? He said, yeah. And I was going to go home and take a shower and just chill out. But I decided to stay out and drive because when that white woman leave, I felt so elevated, like my spirit was lifted. He stayed out and drive for about 4 or 5 more hours, he said, and he made so much more money than he has ever made. And so that's why he was so perplexed. Because the image that was fed to him was that white women are bad, they're not good, they're this, they're that. The whole programming shit. And now he's questioning everything. I said, well, the people that tell all those lies are usually the evil ones. Just remember that. Somebody so quick to diminish the stature of another person is usually the evil ones themselves. You see it in politics all the time. Why do you think it's any different, with your woman? So, if you want real love, simplify. If you want peace of mind, simplify. It must have been my karma or some weird coincidence. I got caught up in nature's drama. On my way to the center of town, a strong cold wind blowing from the desert of Siberia, like a novice in a western rodeo, was tossed and twisted and thrown to the ground. Bruised and disoriented, I began contemplating my resolve, when, hanging upside down from a streetlight, was a smiling clown, who said, "Hey, brother, hey, man, if you want to find your way back home, you got to turn your light around and simplify, simplify, simplify."